Warm greetings to all the participants present over here. Kumaraguru College of Liberal Arts and Science is one of the greatest initiatives of Kumaraguru institutions. It is vibrant in its education, standard and morality. Every aspirant enters college with high hopes of achieving their dreams. This place understands each student and helps them to discover, explore, learn, and exhibit their talents and helps them achieve their goals. They aim at giving a higher level of knowledge and a great platform to start their career life. Learning here includes academics, language, moral values, and place of an individual's interest. It is always open to students who come up with great interest to learn, and its main objective is to encourage liberal learning. It teaches qualities like leadership, professionalism, teamwork, adaptability, and a lot more. It shows the way for each to where they want to be. Now, I would like to share the stage with Fatima.
Bonjour et bienvenue, monsieur. It's indeed a great pleasure to have you here, sir. Dr. Benjamin specializes in fields of French, law, commerce, administration, and writing. So he hails from France and holds a doctorate in law. As a French professor, he started teaching in various regions like Barcelona, India, Lisbon, and a lot more. He offers classes for companies and individuals. Dr. Benjamin is an official Delft examiner and has always been interested in the topic of local democracy. An inspiring polyglot who understands and speaks German, Spanish, French, English, Portuguese, and Catalan. So we are excited to have a lot of tips and tricks in regards to reading and writing and how India became the muse of your writing journey. Over to you, sir.
Namaste to everyone. I'm very pleased to be here um, to speak about writing a book. So, this speech, um, I would like to speak about a marathon. Writing a book, it's like a marathon. It's a wonderful and tough journey. So, my speech, I'm going to speak about 3 points. First, how to write a book. Secondly, how to publish a book, and finally, how to sell a book. How to write a book. First of all, we need time. Yes, exactly, because uh, you are a student, maybe you are working. I'm a French teacher. The big issue is to find time to write. So we need, as a writer, we need a routine. We need to find maybe just 10 minutes per day, but we need to find time to write. The big problem is the procrastination. So, one advice, don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. So, you need to find time. Okay, we find time to write something, but we need above all inspiration. What we can do. In my case, I do sport. I walked. I run. And when I'm running, I have some ideas. So when I came back at home, I write everything, post it, or a notebook. Because when when you are a writer, you have a lot of ideas, a lot. But just a few are very good. So you have to write every ideas. Maybe it's stupid for you, maybe it's not, maybe it's clever, and finally not, but write everything. So we found time, we found a good idea, but how to write a book? Mm, I have two tips. First of all, you have to read. The big problem is when a writer, someone who wants to be a writer, doesn't read. You have to read. I'm pretty sure you like several types of writer. So you have to read every book about this writer, not to copy him or her, but just because you have masters. And these masters, it's normal. These masters are very important for you. So read book, a lot of books. And after, let the words coming alone. Write the first page or the first book, the first try is never good because we will see that later. We need to correct a lot of things, but let the words coming. And above all, there is a big issue, psychologist issue. The name is the imposter syndrome. This is a mental pattern of self-doubt because when you want to write a book, you think, oh, no, I'm not Victor Hugo, I'm not Tagore, I'm not Gabriel Garcia Marquez, I'm an imposter. I'm not able to write a book. And this is a big problem. You have the right to write. It's possible. Don't compare to other. You are who you are. Let you write something and don't judge you. So quickly, I've just said how to write a book. Right now, how to publish a book. Because if you write a book after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, it's a lot of work. Maybe you think, oh, it's finished. No, it's not. It's not the beginning, but you have done 30% of the work. So first of all, you have to test your book. So this is beta reading. Beta reading, it's to give the manuscript, the text, to someone, and you need to get a feedback. As a writer, I have an advice because a lot of people, writers too, they ask uh, to their friends, their family, oh, please, could you tell me what do you think about my book, my new book? And a lot of family members, they are going to say, oh, it's wonderful, it's a great book. Or the opposite, a friend, a family member can be very negative or jealous too. So no friend, no family. Other writers, no, neither. Because other writers, maybe they can be jealous too. So when I've written one book and another. Uh, I find people who I didn't know. So groups on Facebook, internet, beta reading. So I found 10, 20 people and I got some reviews, opinions. Remember that one swallow does not a summer make. So there are some people who say, oh, your book is wonderful. Other, I don't like. But one opinion, one opinion. So most important is when there are several opinions. in the same way. Benjamin, I think there is no description. Benjamin, the woman does not feel nothing. Benjamin, mm, this chapter is a little bit boring. Okay, okay. And you can work on it. But remember, the opinions are contradictory. You test your book, and you think your book, now the story is good. So you have to correct your book. Grammar, orthography. The cheap way is to ask to friends, family, but they are not professional. There is a software, Antidote, in French and English. You have to pay, but it's very rewarding. And if you can, pay to a professional corrector, not an Hindi teacher, an English teacher. No, this is another job. I'm a French teacher, but I'm not able to correct. So a professional. And please, you have to see before if this man or this woman is professional. Because for my second book, I trusted to someone and finally I made a mistake and I had to pay another corrector. Okay? So we wrote a text. We did a beta reading. We correct our book. What we have to do right now, it's the book cover. The book cover is very important. Very, very, very. And you can do it by yourself. Maybe you are very competent, you know how to manage it, or you can pay someone. But it's so important, please have a look. This book, this book in Portuguese, Tudo é possível. It's a book about a travel in India in Portuguese. I don't like this book. It's not a good book, but I got this book only because I liked the cover and the bonus. And I'm reading it, but it's boring. So very good book. Very good book cover. This one too is a French book, but Portuguese version. Crazy about India. The cover is very beautiful. It works, but I'm pretty sure they pay a lot to do that. But take care. The title of your book and the book cover have to be honest. For example, I just got this book, uh, Jaipur's food, and is not honest because I thought, wow, Jaipur, India, big travel. No, not at all. It's a story about a guy who is suffering a lot of operation in several French hospitals. So I'm not pleased, and you have to be honest. We test our book. We correct our book. We did. We got a beautiful book cover. What we can do right now after? Two way. We can send our book to publishing house, or a new way, it's self-publishing. Publishing house, the good point is you have the reputation of the structure, and they are going to sell your book to every bookseller, every library. The big issue is you have to wait maybe 1 year before getting a yes or no. And it's always no. And The big issue is, for example, uh, if you publish a book with them, for example, the second best bookseller in India, Amazon India, is Do Epic Shit, sorry, the Ankur Wariku. The price is 219 rupees. Imagine this is 290 rupees. So at the end, for you, you have this. This is the publishing house, impression, marketing, a lot of things. And you have this to the writer. Of course, if you sell a lot of book, it's perfect. So the second way, it's self-publishing. I did that, and I will, because you can understand that all the money is for you, but you have to pay everything. It's like it's an investment. So the good thing is you can get more money if your book works. You can control everything, the book cover, the title, but the big issue is you have to do everything to sell your book, and you don't have distribution, you don't have libraries, you don't have a bookseller, so you have to do everything. It's marketing, and this it's a lot of time, and at the end you don't have this time to write another book. So my advice is, if you are able to do marketing, please do it by yourself. If you don't, you can learn, or you can wait a reply to a publishing house, but it's very complicated. So we have spoken about how to write a book, how to publish a book. Right now, how to sell a book. This is the marketing part, and marketing is very important. You have to know that the books are a very, very bad market, because we have a lot of offers, a lot of books, and we have a few readers. So it doesn't work. Above all, if you wrote poem or autobiography, as I did for the first, poem and autobiography, it's very complicated to sell. Autobiography, because I'm not Gandhi, no one cares about my life in India. A few people, so I have to do a lot of things to sell. Okay, and I had a look in Amazon India, and Amazon India is not like Amazon France, for example. Amazon India, the 100 bestseller books are book for children and self-help. So if you want to write a book, think about that. Indian consumer people, they want to read book for children or self-help. You have the right, you can write a book about the importance of the agronomy in France in the century 20, maybe, but who is going to read that? Maybe 10 people. So think about that before writing. Or before, you can write it, but don't expect to get a bestseller if it's a book that no one wants to read. So, to do marketing, You have to choose your social media. You know everything about that. But you have to choose one, two, three. It's impossible to be in every social media. In my case, I'm pretty good in Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. That's all. The other I tried, but no, it's not my way. And if you are a writer, and above all, if you have a self-publishing writer, you are a product. So your readers want to know who are you, what you do. So you have to take picture of you with professional people. Well, in India, it's not a big deal because you are very good to take beautiful pictures. So you have to promote yourself before the book. The big issue that a writer does is he communicates on the social media. Please, 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 uh, please buy my book. No, 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 no. It's I'm Benjamin. I'm French. I'm a French teacher. I went to India. I did something. And at the end, step by step, yes, I wrote a book. Okay. I made this mistake the first time and I won't uh, make it again. So we know we have to promote ourselves. We have to choose the social media. But to who? What we have to do? And remember, your book is not for everyone. So, my book. May I speak about my book in a science fiction group? Of course not. My book is for someone who wants to read something about South Africa? Of course not. So, I just promote my book for people, French speaker who love India, teacher, and other subject too. So my book is not for everyone. Of course, I wish that everyone reads this book, but it's not possible because there is so many books that first your target. You have to think about your target. And at the beginning, to sell a book, it's family, friends, fools. So it's like a snail. My family, my friend, as a fools, as people. Ah, I'm curious. Take care. Your friend and your family is not automatic. Maybe they won't get your book. I thought because it was my brother, he was my brother, he's my brother, my friend. If he he would to help me a lot, not at all, not at all. There are some people in your family they are not interested in your book. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And to the other hand, someone in the other part of in the world will help you a lot, a lot, a lot. Because this guy, this woman loves what you do. So we see several points, and I would like to conclude. Yes, before, sorry, advertising. Amazon, Facebook, Instagram, you can pay some uh, advertising to sell your book. Take care. It's very expensive, but it works. But it's always the same. You have to do an investment. So at the end, to be a writer, writing a book is like a roller coaster. You will be happy, you will be sad, you will be proud, you will be angry, you will be hopeful, you will be alone, you will be pleased. Someday you will get very good review, lovely message, and you are up like this. The day after, or during the same day, you will get a bad review, or you will be disappointed. Remember, a bad review is not against who you are. It's about what you have written. So sometimes I'm very sad. Sometimes I'm angry. I listen my sadness. It's difficult, but every day has good points and bad points. So thank you a lot for listening me, and I'm here to reply to all your questions. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Wow, that was fantastic, Dr. Benjamin, and I'm sure that all the students would have surely benefited from that. And so, shall we move on into the question and answer session? Shall we, sir?
Yes,
All right. And students, you can please start posting the questions in the chat box. Yeah. So,
okay.
sir, the first question is from myself. So, who was your favorite author when you was a child?
Okay. Uh, well, I think there is not book for children or adults. I think a children can read everything, almost everything. Of course, not if I violence, sex, everything. But for example, in my case, when I was 10 years old,
Mhm.
I read, it's true, The City of Joyce. There is a movie with Patrick Swayze. It's a French book about India, about the city of Mumbai, Calcutta, sorry. Um, and of course, I was not able to understand everything, but with my age, my opinion, and I've just read this book again 30 years later. And so we can read everything. But to reply exactly to your question, when I was a child, I loved and I still love Maupassant. Maupassant
Mhm.
is one of the best writer maybe in the world to the description. If Maupassant uh, where where in India, he would be able to describe everything. It's very very good because it's simple and perfect. Maupassant as a child.
Okay. Yeah, so the next question is from Srinidhi. So you were aware of both Indian and French culture, right? And do you see any similarities between them? Have you noticed any similarities between them?
I'm not an expert of Indian culture. I think they are very 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 different. But
Hmm.
one thing I'm pretty sure, it's uh, the patrimony,
Hmm.
architecture, patrimony, history. These two countries have an history, and India older. But so we have um, palace, construction, ruins, a lot of things. Wow, and I think Indian people and French people are very proud about their monuments. So Indian people, they can understand why French people loved Versailles, les châteaux de la Loire, le Mont Saint-Michel. This is wonderful, wonderful place, and we can understand why Indian people are so proud about a lot of monuments.
Yes, that was fantastic, sir. So the next question is from Vaishnavi Kumar. So how long on an average does it take you to write a book?
Okay, so it depends. In my case, the first word as the last word, maybe 4 months, 5 months.
Hmm.
But as I said, it's just 30% of the job. So after you have to do a lot of things. So
Hmm.
the first try, 4 months, but until finished everything and publish a book, 1 year or more. I think so. In my case.
Okay. Okay. So the next question is from Aditya Varman. So, Bonjour Miéssieur, can you tell us what inspired you to write the book?
Okay. So I was a French teacher in the Mayo College in Ajmer, and I had a lot of free time
Hmm.
in the afternoon. And since the beginning, I was to return to my friend what my Indian life. So at the end, I thought, well, write a book for you to remember later the name of people, the, the everything. So this is a good question because I I wrote my book, but a lot of things not interesting for you, for everyone. So today I woke up at 8 and I, but
So
at
it's
the end,
not like a
okay,
diary.
I had to cut. So I
Hmm.
cut maybe to 2,000 words or more, and so I started it when I was to India, and I finished it during the curfew in France.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'll surely read the book after the thing is over. Okay. So the next question is from Liza Mariam. So you have mentioned quite a few languages on your resume. So when and how did you learn all of them?
Living in the country. Uh, Before, when I was a student, I did not speak a foreign language. So after I learned Spanish in Spain,
Mhm.
English with private teacher in Spain, I improved my level in English in India. Well, I'm not fluent, but I can understand better. So in India, I improved my English and Portuguese here with teachers, of course, but living in the country. And I I doing my best to to speak the language of the country more. Sorry, Hindi. No, I taught some words, but I did not have time to learn.
Sir, so in fact, I listen to a lot of Spanish songs.
Hmm.
You should have known J Balvin and Maluma and all, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
how do I improve my Spanish? So I want to learn Spanish. I only listen to songs. So how do you
Okay.
think I'll be able to, improve on that?
No, listening songs are a good idea. Above all,
Yeah,
Spanish.
I've
Uh,
listened. I've been listening since 2018. Yeah, since 2018, and I know a bit of Spanish. And yeah, so I want to
Spa-
improve on that. Any tips on that?
Songs, maybe
Yeah.
apps, reading. Do you speak French or not?
French, yes, I've studied on my 11th and 12th grade and in college first year. Yeah, I know a bit of French, but I'm more interested in Spanish.
Okay, so you can because friends help you to learn
Mhm.
Spanish, and
Yeah, okay, so
Spanish
sure.
is easier to pronounce,
Okay.
easier to to
Yeah, it's
to,
similar
to
to
learn.
English, somewhat similar to English.
This is more French, but you pronounce every letter. This is very easy
Mhm.
in Spanish.
Okay, so sure. So let's go to the next question, sir. It is from Sabri Venkat. So give us an interesting fun fact about your book, sir.
Mhm. There are a lot of fun facts, but above all, for example, the first month. Um, I was a French teacher for junior school and senior school, and one boy from class it was class 11
Mm-hmm.
or 10, I don't remember. The last class of junior school is 11 or 10.
Yeah.
11.
I'm not
And
sure. It's.
and a, a boy came and
Mm-hmm.
touched my knee. What I have? I have something dirty. What does he want, this boy? Maybe it's a joke. Okay, okay. And uh, a day after, another boy. What does it doing to my knees? But what I have after I saw they did it to the director too, and I learned that. She's okay. It's a mark of respect, and she's lovely. But at the end, I'm dirty. I have a bad thing. Maybe it's a punishment. I don't know. But right now, I understand. But at the beginning, no, for me, it's so different, so different. So this was
Uh,
fun for me.
yeah, yeah, surely. So let's go to the next question. It is from Gigi Nowshed. Are you planning on learning any Indian languages?
Not at the moment, no. Sorry, because I have to improve my Portuguese, my English. We never know. Maybe one day. Yes, I think if one day I will
Hmm.
be maybe a writer more famous, maybe um, I will be able to go to India several times, and maybe I would like to learn more Hindi words. It's true, yes. But
Yeah, you surely
to be
will, sir.
honest, at the moment, no, 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 no.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the next question. So it is from Sona Mariam. So how do you keep yourself motivated and inspired to keep writing? And how do you suggest that we should get through writer blocks? So it's like how do you keep yourself motivated and inspired to keep writing?
For example, I will. I have not spoken about that in my speech. There are two types of writers. There are architects writers, and there are writers they want to write like this. I'm the second part. The first part, they love to prepare everything, every character, a lot of fish, a lot of notes,
Mhm.
because they want to be prepared and they have the story in their mind. And they just have to write something from the beginning to the end. This is very good for one part because you there is not bad surprise. I think so. But for me, it's boring. I
Mhm.
need to write. I know the beginning. I know the end. All the rest, I write.
Uh,
So sometimes I make mistakes. The character is blonde, and after if is brown, is brown or blonde? Okay. Oh, okay, big mistake. Okay, I'm going to correct it, but I have time to correct it. So I have the motivation when I need to write. Okay, okay, okay. I have a very good idea. If this idea is good.
mm,
So, for example, during 6 months, I have not written a word because I had to sell my book to prepare the second book who is coming soon. So I don't have time. But since 1 week, I'm writing again. So motivation, I have. The big problem is organization. So maybe
mm,
you have to read some self help book, how to organize your day, how to do something right now, because we are always connected with mobiles, with internet, and we need time. So I'm pretty organized. And motivation, there are some writers, they say you have to write every day something. In my case, no, because if I don't want, I don't want. Uh, if you don't, I don't write every day, but I
Mhm.
read every day. This is
Mhm.
important. Read it. If you don't
Reading.
want to write something, read. Read
Okay.
books.
Yeah, hope that helped you, Sona Marim. Yeah, let's go ahead to the next question, sir. So, from Harsha, is there any special meaning behind the book name, considering the spelling Bonjour?
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Yes,
the good morning in French. So,
it was the way how the junior school boys uh, called me every day, because it was not easy for me to teach in India.
mhm,
In this college, it was a posh college, and m- India, it's a wonderful country. India people, they are lovely. So there are 1 billion to 200 million of very good people, except one people, and this Indian man was my boss. So he was very. He was not a good guy. So it was so difficult. It's like when I was sad, uh, alone,
mm,
I had a walk in the school, and all the the junior school boys, even boys who were not learning French, they said every day, "Hey, bonjour, messieurs." It was all the campus, and
yeah.
I needed them. I needed them every day. It's a good energy. So in French, it's bonjour, monsieur, but with
Mhm.
their accent, it was bonjour, messieurs. I love this, and I'm missing it because right now in Portugal, I don't have my bonjour messieurs every day. No one speaks with me.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to the next question, sir. So, the next question is if Mike going to write a book based on a true event, how should I collect informations about those incidents? So he's
Okay,
asking if he's going to write a book. So how should he collect the informations?
it's true. I spoke about inspiration. My first book was an autobiography. So for me, it was not a problem. I knew the story, the beginning, the first day in India, and the last one. So this. But even if you write an autobiography, you can choose to write something totally true,
Hmm.
or you can write an autobiography
Made up.
based on true events.
Okay.
So every writer can choose. I choose to say exactly the truth. Good thing, bad thing. And I made a lot of mistake in India. So my book is not a book about someone very a friendly teacher. No, I made a lot of mistake. But my book is honest. But
Hmm.
you can write what you want. But the problem, if you don't say the truth, if you invent something, you would be a good boy, a good woman, and so up to you, up to everyone.
Yeah, it's up to the person. Yeah. So let's go to the next question, sir. So the next question is from Shrumiti N. So does writing a lot make you feel tired or exhausted?
In my case, no, because the PT is not my job. I'm a French teacher. I wish I could be a writer, full part, full time. But no, I love it. I love it. Yes, it's well. You're right because the first book was an autobiography. Though sometimes it was difficult to remember bad points. Uh, I was very sick in India, for example. I was arrested by the army because I didn't know the zone a lot of military came. I no, sometimes it was difficult. So writing about this, no, it's not fun. But if your book is something, it's called something. How do you say that in English? A feel-good book. Right now, it's easy. But of course, it's tiring because it's a cerebral activity. But I think uh, it's more tiring to do another type of job, a manual job.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next question. So the next question is, have you been to India? So yeah, you've actually been to India. So what are all the states you have visited, and is there any specific state that you would love to visit?
Of course, and you will be pleased by my answer because it's true. Uh, I went a French teacher in Rajasthan, Ajmer. So I
Mm-hmm.
visited Rajasthan. Yes, I went to MP and Delhi to Delhi just 1 day, 2 days because it's a very big city for me. But I visited the Kup Minar, for example. But Rajasthan, Delhi, and Madhya Pradesh. But my project is coming back to India, not for working, for my pleasure, for tourists. And this time, of course, I will go to the south because
Yeah,
I need and I want to see another part of India.
yeah,
And I want to go to Tamil Nadu, or I want to go to Kerala, of course, and to see other things, other food. Rajasthan, I love Rajasthan, but the food is so spicy for me that
yeah. Surely, surely, sir.
it
Surely.
was
We would
really
love to
difficult.
have you here in Tamil Nadu.
And it's a conservative state.
Mm. Yes, sir.
For women, for people. Wow, it's very beautiful, but it's tough sometimes.
Yeah. Surely. So the next question. So it is from Aparna S. What would you do if you ever feel doubtful halfway through writing a book?
Wow. Phew. Uh, I think it's sometimes it happens a lot, a lot, a lot. You know, architect, writer, they don't have this problem because they organize everything before. So maybe people who are not so organized have this problem maybe. So what we can do? Stop is not a big deal. Stop it. Let 1 month. Do some sports, some exercise, read a book, and maybe after 1 month it will be okay. Maybe, or maybe I think a lot of writers don't publish a lot of essay. So they try something. If no, finally it's not good. Maybe I can write a short book, a novel. I have to think about more about my story. But yes, it happens sometimes. My second book uh, is short. Is short a short book, and yes, I am writing right now the third. I have the beginning. I have the end. So maybe you have to think why I'm so stuck right now. What's the problem? It's boring. And maybe you can ask some help to beta. Alors, there is beta reading. There is alpha reading. Alpha reading it's when you send the first chapter to someone, you have a review, and it's a process. Chuk, 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 chuk. One chapter, one chapter. Maybe you can do that. It's a good opinion. Or wait a moment. And if you are totally stuck, it's not so big deal. Maybe later. I learned that in India. There is always a solution. And this is very India philosophy.
Yeah. Hope that was helpful, Aparna. So let's go to the next question. So it is from Nana Shivanandam. Uh, so he's asking if I'm going to write a book. Okay, this already. So I guess it's already you've answered the question. So let's go to the next question. So it is from Ashra. What inspired you to take up this path?
I'm not sure it was exactly the same question. It was a little bit different because
It is. Yeah, I'm going to write a book based on true events. How should I approach to get information about the event?
it was
I'm
exactly the
pretty sure you
same.
answered this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question is, what inspired you to take up this path?
There are several paths. As I can remember, before I had a blog and I wrote a lot of things, political topics. Uh, those, um, I'm used to writing something since a lot of time, and there are a lot of people who write, but they don't publish. So I
Mm,
several paths to write something. You don't need a passage, a pen, and you write. There are a lot of people, maybe wonderful writers, and they write without publishing. To publish is different. 10 years ago, we just had um, publishing houses. So we tried, and publishing houses found it's commercial because we are here to get money. It's commercial or not. 10 years ago, my book, it will be impossible for me to publish it because it's a good book, of course, but it's not commercial. Okay, it's not autobiography. The same story about a French girl, beautiful, single, who came to India and she met a lovely single teacher Indian with this is a feel good book. This is commercial. Everyone wants to read that in France, but my book is not the story because it's a true
yeah.
and honest book. So
Mm,
right now we can self-published book. It's difficult, as you can see, but it's possible. So we need to be a little bit full because wow, I'm going to publish my book. We have to be brave. We have to invest a little bit money, or if we don't have money, we need time. If you are writing a book right now, I know you want to publish it right now, tomorrow, if it's possible. No, your book is not ready. Wait 1 year, and you have a lot of things to do. The book cover, because this book cover is better than mine, of course. But when I started, I didn't have the money to do that. Maybe the third, I will be that. But this is very beautiful, but it's a professional. Maybe they pay I don't know, 1,000 euros. No idea. No idea.
okay. So let's go to the next question. It is from Nahules. How how did publishing your first book change your process of writing?
Mm. I think uh, writing is like cooking.
Mhm.
So if you cook every day, you are improving. You cook better because if you are too salty, oh, too spicy, oh, oily, oh, it's tasteless. Oh, so I think I'm improving. So technically, I think the second book and the third book will be better with the technique. This is I'm pretty sure. But the first is the most honest because the second, the third, in my process of writing, that's the big issue I have. I'm writing. Yes, okay. They will love if I write this. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Oh, they don't. If I write this, they don't like this. I'm going to have big issues. Oh, what I'm going to do? In the first book, I wrote everything I wanted. The second too, but I'm thinking about that. So now I have some readers. So in my process of writing, it's true. I'm listening. Example, my second book, the it's not a book about India, but the woman traveled to India, Bundi. Bundi, Taj Mahal. It's one chapter about India, and of course, I needed India for the second book, but I knew honestly that my readers who had read the first, they are looking for India again. And the third book that I'm writing right now, say, travel to India or not? But so above all, if you are a self-publisher, you have to, what my reader wants to read. And the big issue, Nahul, is that I'm very afraid to. Because some people like my first book, and for me, it would be difficult if they say we don't like the second, we don't like the third. So I have experience, but honestly, I'm afraid too. Every it's normal. So yes, writing a first book, a second, another is not the same way.
Okay. Yes, thank you, sir. Is that it? Yes, sir. I guess that's it. Thank you so much for taking your time and answering, sir. I would like to give up the stage to the Thanksgiving.
So it was indeed a very exciting show because you really told about how to write a book, how to publish it, how to advertise it. It was a whole package within an hour. So as a good book has no ending, so we wish you a grand success in your chronological series, and. So thank you so much for sharing the stage with us. So I also like to extend the thanks to our management, our principal, Dr. Vijala Kennedy, and the Viscom team, to Dr. Leo sir, and also the book reading club and all the students who have joined us today for the show. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good day. Good afternoon.